created some damage, and those repairs have essentially are well underway and will be completed in the next week or so.
Now, those are minor repairs. We're not talking about boilers, right?
No, correct. Yeah, there was a water pipe burst and created some water damage on the wall board in the hallway, so that's we're repairing that. And so within the next week or 10 days, I would guess that will be officially turning everything over to.
So we'll get to a point where it's kind of like a quick claim situation where we don't have any more liabilities.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's move into finance. Committee report.
We had a net loss for the month. We're still in positive at this point. But I'm a little concerned whether that is an accurate number based on the audit that everyone's now getting today. We'll be talking about that next month.
I'm sorry, David, I didn't follow you. What was that?
You should have got the Moss Adams audit.
Yes, got that.
And we should review it and be asking questions the next time.
So we're not going to deal with that tonight.
No, we just got it. So we'll be answering questions, or the staff will concerning that. We didn't get this. I didn't get it until now. We were apprised of some certain numbers in the finance meeting, but we didn't know what they were exactly.
Yeah, I just got it also. I did have an immediate question, but since we're not going to deal with it tonight, so.
But we will have to. So I want to get it to everyone ahead of time so that this isn't pulled at the last second and then everybody's kind of left to not know what the questions are asked.
Great.
So, so anyway, we've had some. We've got a net income increase, I guess, for the year. But as I said, looks like we're going to lose some money in the last part of the year just because of our setup with Medicare reimbursement until the end of the year.
David, are you talking about the later part of this year? You're not talking about reconciliation?
Yeah, we're talking about the later part of, and the reconciliation. We ended up with 1.2 million in late expenses last year, and I'm actually doing some investigative work to see when they came in. And I think what we're going to need to do, because this is kind of a recurring thing, it may not be avoidable, unfortunately, that we have a budget meeting more in April and not in November, when we have real actual figures in front of us. So I'm going to be probably proposing at some point, based on the last 2 years, coming in with late knowledge, 3 months after the fact that we do our budget, of undisclosed and unknown figures. So I think it would be wise for the board to consider that, and that's going to be a proposal. I hope that we can talk about it for bylaws, the budget time from November to April. We're going to have to do 2 in a 1 year period of time. I can't see that this would be, just because of the nature of the business, we can't project something when things come in like that all the time, and it just doesn't even make sense to make a budget when 4 months later we're getting, $1 million worth of information we didn't know, or expenses. So it's something that I'm going to propose, and we can talk about it in some kind of a next meeting, and when we talk about bylaws. So.
Would that be an internal thing?
No, it's a bylaws. If it's a bylaws, it's a meeting, it's a workshop, it's a public hearing.
Well, what I'm wondering is, can we change the statement requirement from November all the way to April.
No, the answer is no, so you'd have to still, well, it just says, I think it just says it has to be filed by November 15th now. So it's no later than date. You can do it in April, you can do it January 1st. It's just the quality of the information you're going to have at your disposal to make a budget is going to be, less and less and less reliable the further you back that up.
Well, the way things are going here, I hate to say it, but we may have to do it twice yearly. Something of that nature. Because we're not getting quality information in November. It's been that way for quite some time.
It's a rush job every November.
Well, it's not only that, but the really aren't coming in, after the first of the year. And when they come in after the first of the year, there's no way you can project in November for what is coming in between January and April. So we may have to revisit, twice a year, a second time. And I'm thinking I may want to, based on this bond today, I'm almost thinking we need to address again here shortly.
I would agree, and I think we have to keep in mind waiting for calendar year. Because the state fiscal year, the law starts October 1, doesn't it, Jay?
We're on a calendar year for our fiscal policy.
For the state?
We're not on the state fiscal year. The state fiscal year goes July 1 to June 30, 2 years forward. The federal is October 1 to September 30, the year forward. Our fiscal year is the calendar year.
So it's kind of hard. It would be hard to divide it in half. And as Jay said, it might be difficult, but maybe have a major budget approval in April and then come back to revise, as a small, just to make sure that we're on target in November.
I think that would improve our oversight.
It's too hard for staff to predict what's going to happen. The payment schemes that we're getting these days, it changes every year. I've been doing this for a little while, and I don't care who you are, Houdini, or somebody that, who was that, Johnny Carson, we used to do that home office had. There's no way you can predict. And I think just because of that, I think we need to be a little more accountable if we're looking at a 10% difference in our financial picture in a 3-month period of time that we don't know about, and we're looking at a budget that was 10% off just because expenses came in late. And so I think I probably with due diligence, I think that's what we need to do.
And I think the issue is more about due diligence than the staff or any mistakes.
No, we're not talking about staff.
No, we're just talking about the way it's set up. We can't make a good decision.
So that's kind of my big issue, I think, for the finances at this point. I know that there was a lot more to it. Daryl, you want to expound on it anymore? I know there's more, and I'll take questions.
With this voice, I think I'll be clear.
The wise decision.
Okay, we take any questions, or we'll move ahead. Ryan, you're looking to say something.
I'll read certainly do the audit this week, but long and short of it, there was an operating loss for last year.
Yeah, 1.2 more. Than we thought. Some of them has
Issues with Medicare reimbursement and.
Well, this was aside from that. But we'll talk about it in depth. I want every commissioner on the board to be able to review the report and the audit, to be able to talk to the public, to have a time, a chance to talk about it and look at it.
Okay.
Are there companies that the audit report out?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Medical committee. Big trailer break. For a good reason. And I've got to say kudos to all of the hospital staff for all of the good work in getting the transformation to be a reality. And just to let you know, on May 18th, we had 19 patients in the hospital, and now we have more than 24. So just in a couple of weeks, it makes a big difference. The 6-week wellness challenge has launched with excellent participation. In less than 2 weeks, the staff has donated 300,000 calories. Single occupancy rooms have allowed transition to team walking rounds to involve patients and families. That's really, really helpful for everybody, both staff and patients. In rehab, it's like a little house home situation. They've got light gate and car seat simulator that are coming, as well as a washer and dryer. You're not going to be washing any clothes, because they're going to be able to reestablish their ability to do that.
What's light gate? Light gate.
It's a device that allows patients to be relieve some of their weight in order to start learning how to walk.
Is it like a walker?
It's more like a moving harness.
It holds, it's a, I want to say a built-in thing, that holds you up so you don't have to have.
You mean like the belts that you put on that hold someone up?
It's more than that. I'm sure somebody would show it to you. Also, furniture like in the home so that people can regain their ability to sit and stand with the least amount of assistance. And I think that's pretty much it.
Question.
Yeah.
You said nothing about physician services launch at Regency North End. What are we getting from this? We're going to, as I understand it, provide a physician at Regency North End, which is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. What do we get out of this? And what is it costing us?
Well, we get all the physician billing just like we would in any clinic.
But why are we providing them with a physician? That's a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Well, we provide physicians to all of the community.
We bill for it.
We bill for the services we provide.
All right, so
And then lab services.
so there is no cost to the district.
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
It's no different than any other clinic that we have. We go to Red Oak, we go to several places. So we're providing care for our citizens in the home that they're in.
And we bill each of those for our services.
Correct.
So we're not
We also
using
provide,
any public money for that.
we also provide lab services there as well.
Thank you.
Facilities.
As mentioned, Roger, who's a member of our facilities committee, kind of gave the facilities committee report. There are copies of the minutes over there on the table. Fairly routine meeting, given the fact that we were praising the staff, everybody involved in the move. Smoothly it went, pretty remarkable. I think I or others mentioned that it should be written up as a professional article. So well done. I think the most interesting part of the meeting for me was the issue about helicopters. And being a former Marine and remembering the iconic photo of the escape from the embassy in Saigon, that's in my mind at all times. So apparently that's not really a problem here because of our excellent access, otherwise road access and so forth. So by the time you get a helicopter there, you probably are already at I suggested as early in the production